Hello and welcome. My name is Trismegistus and this is 10 Miles to Safety. This is a new entry in my very occasional Let's Try series. 10 Miles to Safety is a indie game that's out in early access. This is version 0.07. I highlight that in particular because they are updating it quite often and adding quite a lot to it. For example, they've added 2 completely new areas that I've not actually experienced yet since I last actually played. So my intention is to sort of play through the beginning of the game as a let's try. I've been quite enjoying it. I had a couple of, well, I'll show you. So I've had two sort of playthroughs. As you can see, I've gotten 5.7 miles and 4.1 miles away from safety. So yeah, sort of about halfway through what you're expected to do. But what we'll do is do a new game. They've added 2 new characters actually, which a sharpshooter and the crafter. And as you see, they all have little perks. The game is was a tutorial in it before? I'm not sure it was. So I've played through as the brawler, which is kind of the sort of default and easiest attack. And, well, not played through, I've had a go as. And the looter, who finds more stuff. I thought we might go as... Is that? There's a short chance. I thought we might go as the engineer. Give that a go. Building is faster and costs less. Objects built are stronger. As it says here, you can play in 3 different modes. You can play a public game in which anyone can join. You can have friends join in sort of a co-op style, or you can play offline. We'll play offline. There is music, I should note, but as per a lot of my games, or a lot of my playing, oh, this is a tutorial, yeah. It sort of introduces the main concepts. Look around, move the aiming target with your mouse, right thumbstick. Your character will rotate to face the target and the camera will pan in that direction to show more of the map. So basically it's a twin stick shooter mechanic. It says explore the room. So I'm playing on keyboard, so we've got WASD. So basically you can move around and this shows your focus. So vault over the obstacle. So vaulting is just spacebar as it shows there. Left shift sprint. So you can run faster. Radio, this is an emergency broadcast. Can anyone hear us? There has been an outbreak of an unknown pathogen. Defend yourself using any way you can. Fight if you have to. Kill if you have to. Okay, so we've then got a melee weapon here, which is a baseball bat. So shamblers are like the first level, basically zombies. Well, not basically, they are zombies. So you can use either... So basically, right mouse button is your melee attack, basically. Barricades every dozen minutes obey. So basically, you can do construction as well. So the game's a bit of a sort of mashup, really, of game styles. So this is the thing, and to break this down, we have 2 options. We can either use Q, right, which brings up a construction menu, and by right-clicking it will dismantle it, okay? Or we can just melee break them. You see you get the same amount of material irrespective. So here we've got an actual gun. Range weapons. All weapons have different ranges at which they are effective. The aiming line shows the direction your current weapon will fire, and the red aiming point shows where it will hit. The red semicircle along the aiming line shows the max effective range of the weapon. Firing at a target further away than this will have little or no effect. So basically you get, so for example, a shotgun will have a short range, a rifle will have a much longer range, but a shotgun does like area effect damage effectively. So you can take up sort of hordes of zombies with just the one shot. So kill the infected staff. So we want to switch to our weapon, which is on number 1. We need to reload manual. It's entirely manual reloading. If you run out of a weapon, run out of a magazine, then you have to manually reload. That's all I'm doing here. Now is just left clicking to kill one. You can aim for like headshots and things like that. So I just hit R there to reload. Radio, is anyone still listening to this? Do not get caught outside after dark. There's a second stage to the infection. It's like they're not even human anymore. Barricades can hold them off for a while. Day and night. The bar at the top of the screen shows how far along the current day you are. Use the day time carefully to loot, stock up on materials and craft, as the infected are no serious threat during this period. When sunset arrives, find a secure place to dig in and build traps and barricades. When night falls, be prepared to use everything you have to fight for your survival, as far more dangerous threats lurk in the gloom. Okay. Barricades. Barricades can hold off the infected while still letting you shoot. Build barricades across checkpoints, hallways and corridors to stop the infected in their tracks. The barricade is low enough for you to fire weapons over the top, giving you a huge survival advantage. When the threat has passed, use melee attacks to dismantle the barricade fast and add the materials back into your inventory. Okay, so what it's saying to do is you hit Q. I think I mentioned this before. You left click to build the item. Now, eventually, as it says there, wheel up, wheel down, we will acquire more recipes, and that's how we sort through them. So we'll just take all of these because that's what it wants us to do. Craft bandages and molotovs. So we can do that by our inventory, which we get at through the tab. And then you've got your list of what you're carrying here. We can get backpacks and stuff to upgrade. You've got your crafting materials here. The game is not paused while we're doing this. And then you've got, so you can't really see it because of this here. But basically, you can wear helmets, you can wear body armor, and you can have different sizes of backpack. And then we've got two weapons. One's mapped to key 1, one's mapped to key 2. 3 is melee, but also, as it says, you can right-click to effectively enable that straight away. As you see, weapons can have weapon slots, so magazines and silencers on this pistol. Your boost is basically, you can use that for things like bandages, basically, like here. And your throwable is your Molotov, which you can swap out. You can activate that with key G, and you can boost. I'm telling you all this because time isn't elapsing. You get like cutscene-y type events, like this tutorial, where time doesn't actually elapse. But it does usually continuously. Okay, so what it wants us to craft is one bandage. So you just left click and it adds it to a pile. And one Molotov. Okay. And then we close the inventory. So heal yourself using bandages. So if we just hold F, then it heals us. Throw a Molotov up the effective. So you can do that with G. So we'll lob that over there. And we'll swap back to the gun. So the died. You'll notice that also the barricade has gone on fire. Yeah, so you can go through fire basically. Now watch this. So pick the gun cabinet. It makes noise. Now that can spawn zombies, but we've basically now got a shotgun and some shotgun ammo. Why it doesn't call it shotgun shells, I'm not sure. You equip the shotgun with 2 because that's on 2. Remember to always reload, as I say. So that's another survivor being chased by this hunter, which is they're the second stage. They're sort of the much more fierce enemies. Oh, it's respawned the bandages. Barriers, right? So as you can see, if you're more precise with your shots, then you can usually get a better hit, right? But obviously, I mean, as you saw, he's able to get in and hit this barrier. So there we go. So we just right-click McLean to gather that up, find the exit and escape. So I'll just have a quick look around. I don't think it gives you anything else particularly. The stuff is very easily and very simply indicated. I don't think we can survive another night. There's an army base on the other side of the city. If anywhere's safe, then it's there. It's about 10 miles from here, but we're going to try. We're signing off. Good luck. Stay alive. Heading to safety. The compass in the bottom right shows how far safety is and which direction you need to go. The red pointer shows the direction. safety is it? Heading in this direction takes you closer to ultimate rescue, but also deeper into danger. The outbreak level to the bottom left of the compass shows the current state of the infection. The higher this number, the more dangerous the threat. Bear in mind that the direction to safety may change from one playthrough to another. So that's quite an important point. You have to look at, when you like save a game and load it back up again, it can change. So where you might have been going left, you know, in one match, like it seems to be indicating here, if you save that, load it up again, you could have to go up or down or right. It's always one of the cardinal directions. But you have to be careful to look at it, because if it does change, we've got a load of free materials here. If it does change, and you head off in the wrong direction, then you can be in trouble. So, what we want to do, really, I actually want to swap to the thing, is these first few houses, or certainly in this early zone, you want to take your time and find stuff, okay? Would be my sort of general tip. Shotgun ammo. I normally focus on sort of ammo and weapons. So we've got some light armour. Take, I haven't got room for that. But we will shoot this laddie here. Oh, got some ammo there. We could really do, I mean, oh, crikey. We could really do with a backpack or something like that. So wood, shotgun ammo, that's nice. You see it said maxed out there. I'll get some bandages there. Crafting is, I mean, it's okay. I generally find there's so much stuff in the houses that you mostly don't really need to bother. Metal, that's useful. So say what? So just, this is one of the tricky things. The controls can be a little finicky with things like vaulting. Oh, we've got another gun safe there. The number of gun safes and stuff is a bit silly. It's sort of there's like a. That's the same. Superior bat's better. Light ammo's good. So we could really do with a backpack, ideally. Metals, yeah, okay. Things like parts are useful for crafting up. There's a safe in the corner there. What have we got in there? Create, you know, we've got a superior Beretta. We've already got a superior baseball bat. But as you see, we're getting loads. I mean, we've only been in 2 houses, and we've got loads of parts. Now, we only have a relatively small sort of shotgun. I've already got max wood. Relatively small carrying capacity because of the. Should I go out this door? Let's go. Oh, and the number of pool tables in the game is bonkers. Oh. Got small backpack, there we go. So if we look at our backpack, that's increased our carrying capacity. This is like our measure of carrying capacity. I'm actually going to dump some of the bottles, spirits and stuff. Free up room. You can do things like hold like F as you're going. These are events. The timer pauses while you're doing these events. Need to reload that. So what I can do is pop down a couple of barricades, make my job a little easier. You get like recipes for sort of more, more effective barricades, and you can get razor wire and barricades with spikes on. While we're doing this event, the clock is paused, basically. So, how do we do that? Yeah, let's pop that in there. It's actually given us, it's given us loads of time. These become more difficult. You get less time. We don't get less time, but, there are no zombies here. But when you do it later in the game, there are already lots of zombies around. So you have to, sort of spend time clearing them out before you can even put down your barricades. So yeah, the game's sort of a mix of... I mean, you've got survival aspects to it. The shooting mechanics are twin stick shooter, and you've also got tower defense elements, such as particularly at night. I suppose in a sense it's sort of looter-shootery, although there's a relatively limited set of weapon types, but you do get, as you've seen, the tiering of the weapons, and you do have to level up your weapons, and sort of in that sort of style. So you see it gets this blue thing saying these are basically the guys left, and once those are dead we can then get into our reward. All that's given us is an extended mag and a Molotov. And that I would say is one of my sort of... Pop that in there, reload. One of the things that can be a little sort of janky. They did actually do an update that was specifically aimed at ensuring that the things in crates were better. Because although, as I say, the game is paused, you are still... I'm already full of... There we go, it's a bit of ammo here. You are... So how are we doing time-wise? So time-wise we should head into a building. The orange bit is the evening, essentially, and what we would try and do is find a nice spot for us to wall up. Now, this isn't too bad. What we can do is put barricades across these doors here. You have to be... The things you have to watch out for are things like... So you've got all sorts of... In fact, this isn't a very good house to have picked. So what I would do... is sort of corner myself into this door there, into this area here. So I didn't get a silencer, did I? No, I didn't have a silencer. So I say you can get silencers for weapons, and obviously once they're silenced, you can fire them without sort of drawing as much attention, which is a good thing because these, I can't remember what it called them, the doggy type ones, these ones, they will look for sounds basically, although they do also just sort of auto track you. And now one of the things we might see it do, because we've got a zombie down the bottom here, is no, they've not spotted it. They will attack the other zombies. Is he going for him now? No, he's coming into this house. You see how it's sort of flipped from almost, going by a sound to basically coming straight for me. You can shoot down. Now, all that noise will have alerted more things. So I'll shoot down at this lady here. AI is a bit dumb in that it'll do things like attack that bed. I think you just saw it there. Yeah, let's like attack the bed rather than... There you go, so it's sort of attacking the bed. It doesn't need to. yeah, it doesn't need to. It can just hop over. And there is a thing where basically, so a window like that, if you were to pen yourself in, the AI can get stuck. So you can put 2 barriers there, and basically the AI just then stands there at the door, at the window. Well, it used to. I don't know if they might have patched that because it was a bit of an exploit. So you see, we're quite close to. Blue is quite close to finishing. You can actually, because these guys only come out at night, and if they, when it gets close to daytime, you can actually just start, packing away effectively, because they will flee. So here we go. So we might as well start packing away, because if they came close to us, they would immediately go. So he will now run away. I don't know if you noticed there was like a glowing area. What happens at night? It actually stops. Oh, we've got a helmet. Okay, well, we've already got an extended bag, haven't we? There's light ammo. There's like that area. It's basically you can't go beyond that, which kind of stops you to some extent cheesing the game by just running all night. We've already got superior, already got helmet. How are we doing ammo wise? So 180 is not too bad. So yeah, so I've found in my playthroughs that it's sort of better to try and tool up really in this early part of the game. That's what we've got them. Rather than try and run through it, because the zombies are very low level, and they're really, they're no real trouble. And now they're getting just the same stuff. What this probably means is we should move on. Oh, and you get random NPCs as well. They're pretty ineffective. So we've gone sufficiently far that it seems to be more tied to distance travelled. That that level, rather than. I already had a supply drop, so I don't want to do that one again. There seem to be 3 types of event at the moment. There's that supply drop. There's protect civilians. Let's see. Okay, let's go. Oh, here's protect civilians. Should we do this? Oh, let's give it a go. Let me show you the area of effect stuff. So you see, we hit multiple zombies at then. And it's because the shotgun ammo spreads out. This car is going to blow up soon. Yeah, there you go. They do like area of effect damage explosions. And you see how the AI is pretty dumb for the. I mean, why is he not shooting these guys over here? But then if it was too clever, there wouldn't really be. You could just stand here and wait, sort of thing. There's quite a lot of zombies. So I need to get over here. But yeah, I find the best technique really is to get to a new area and sort of tool up as quickly as you can. Just pop that on. Okay. So now we get our reward, which basically again is we've got a crate there. I want to pick up this ammo though. First. Let's see what it makes now. See if this gives us any good. Got a silent. SMG silencer isn't really all that useful. There's not much in these crates, is there? The other event is you get people trapped under cars. And basically, if you free them, you rescue them, and it's the same type of activity you do. then they will join you, essentially. But again, they have fairly dumb AI. They can sort of be useful more as... how to put it? Oh, crikey. More as sort of cannon fodder, in a sense, really. I'll probably reach a point, because, I say, what happens is you effectively reach the maximum gear level that the game is going to give you in an area. And at that point, you pretty much best move is just to move quickly. And these guys, I'm not interacting with them at all. It's really just better. Oh, there's a trap guy. Shall I do this one? I'll go on. See if I can. Please help me. If you could just hold them off until I free myself, I'll be in your debt forever. That's it. Wasn't there somebody? So I just. Oh, there's quite a lot of them here. I need to stop her because she will attack the car. I don't know if you saw there, they heal as well. You know, if they're left sort of alone, they will actually heal up. So you have to sort of press your. There you go. So that one healed up. Oh, quite a lot of zombies on this. I don't know if you noticed he died then, civilian. 20 seconds to go. What am I doing for ammo? You see how they drop a lot of ammo as well. So you never really, or you rarely get into a situation where you feel like, is that it? Oh, no. Where you feel like, you know, you. So she is now out. I can't thank you enough. Without you, I'd be dead or worse. You know, we'd stand a better chance if we stick together. So you don't have to accept them, but I usually say yes. Although, as I say, they're not actually that useful necessarily. But you know, it would be good actually if you could build up quite a sort of a team basically. But you can't really do that. How are we doing? So I think we're maxed out. Well, not maxed out with shotgun, not far off. How are we doing time-wise? So we can get a few more houses in. You see, another I'll protect the medics one. It all boils down to the same thing though. Of it just spawns zombies around. Oh, I've taken some damage somewhere. Oops. See, I'm doing this while running. So it lets you do that. Ah, this is the new area, the park. Okay, I would actually quite like to hang around in the here at the moment. So if we can get in this house. Oh, okay. So he's attacking a zombie. And this is the sort of area that you're restricted to. Puts a lock there. You can't actually go beyond that. You're free to move within it, but as I say, you can't actually move beyond it. So that area over there I was talking about, that's one of the new areas. It's one of the criticisms I did have of the game when playing it is it a criticism? I was not expecting each game to take quite so long. So yeah, I was not expecting that each game would be sort of long lasting. Because that's the other thing, it's like a roguelite basically. And I thought each game would maybe take an hour or something like that. But I mean, you know, obviously I'm not necessarily good at it, but how long have we been playing that? So we've been playing about half an hour, and we've moved 0.8 miles. You see what I mean? The AI is stuck. It's got into some loop or something that's caused it to stick in this position. Now he's firing at other ones, but I guess the pathfinding is blocked or something like that, and they're just not coming, or they're trying to get to him. It looks like he's actually like floating in the air there. I don't think he's actually, you know, this. No, he's not. He's not this side of the barrier, is he? So they're all trying to get to him, I think, and of course they can't because there is no path to get to him. So yeah, so it is. You know, it has a few issues, but then it is an early access game. You know, it's not going to be perfect. So what I'm actually going to do, because they are stuck, I'm going to see about this. Ah, you see it spawned a Zomble. Ooh, superior light armor. Cool. There you go. So they are now bugger off. I'm going to kill you. And see what's in here. So like late... Oh, we got a... I threw that away there, didn't I? It's better than... Or do I want an advanced Beretta? We'll go with a Beretta, I think. So you do... I say, when you switch weapons, so now that we've got a new weapon, you have to remember to re-equip your things. So I think I'm actually going to dump that. The way you sort of upgrade your partner is by basically going for... redoing that basic same event. So here we go. So this is a new area. I've not seen this before. And you see he's teleported over now. It's a bit different, isn't it? So yeah, so I mean, at the moment there's not really any point for us. Ooh, can I get through here? No, I can't. That blocks that off effectively. Okay. Wait, hang on. Yeah, oh, he's in the way. Okay, marvellous. So it looks like there's only limited paths. Ooh, hang on. New event, lumber truck. Okay, so this is a new event they've added, obviously. Kill all of the infected killed naught of 30. Bloody hell. You can do things like that to an explosive barrel. That's probably a bit of a waste of that. Are you going to do anything? I don't know. Am I just killing these guys, or? Because this is going to blow up anytime soon. Oh, it's... yeah, okay. And now I'm getting it swamped. So that's 30 of them dead. Okay, so we've now got a thing here. Has this got anything useful in it? So some oh, an advanced Mossberg. But what I have to do, or what I've found I have to do, is you have to actually... It won't sort of... oh, an AK would be very useful. But... it means I need medium ammo, doesn't it? And I don't think I've really got any. Okay. So am I going to be stuck out in the open here when... So these red indicators at the top are telling us that our gear is not sufficiently high level. So am I going to be better off finding somewhere early that is a bit more defensive? Can I get across there? Get down there. So I've not already done this bit. It's kind of this that I was hoping to see. Oh right, so it's not too big an area. Yeah. Okay. So let's see if we can find a house. Upper suburbs. Okay, is this different, I guess? So say I think, say one of my criticisms of the game was that this, the variety of types of area was quite low. And also, I mean, you move quite slowly, effectively. You're not physically moving slowly, you're running, but, we've had is this our 5th night, something like that? And we're, you know, we've only moved 1.2 miles, and that, you know, as you saw, I parked a bit. We basically pelted through it, you know. So it does quickly repeat itself, and all these houses are, you know, what the number of poor tables I've seen in this game is bonkers. Which, you know, and it's fine. It's, you know, stuff like a toilet. It's fine to copy and paste it, but when you get poor tables repeated over and over again, it does get a bit silly. But so what I'm assuming is that they're adding lots and lots more of that sort of stuff into the game. So I got that wrong. I didn't realise there was ladders there, you see, so they are a bit unprotected in this thing here, so I might stick one in quickly. And it is quite easy to not realise that there's a way in. So there's obviously a ladder, you know, stairs there. If you think about it, I don't know, maybe American houses are like this, but this is a house with 2 fire escapes. A bit odd. One thing to note, you can actually damage your companion. So I could shoot him now and he would die. Just like how there's no consequences, I believe, for shooting civilians. I've accidentally killed a few. The game doesn't say punish you. I have found it quite fun overall, is my sort of overall summary, because we kind of, I think, probably wrap up now. I think it gives you a really good flavour of what the game's about. And I have found it fun, but say it does need work, as mentioned. You know, it does need even more variety. It needs someone to, I don't know if these are procedurally generated, but I mean, they must be. It's got to be putting them down in a procedural way. The other thing I would say is, you know, if they want the crafting to be more of a thing, then they kind of need to drop or reduce the drop rates, because you get loads, well, as you've seen, you get loads and loads of stuff just from looting one house. But yeah, there's different sort of later areas in the game. There's like a docks, and I understand it now there is an upper and lower docks, a bit like this, where you've got different. I like that it gives you sort of lots of choices, whether you want, you know, a submachine gun or pistol or shotgun, and you get grenade launchers and flamethrowers later in the game. But as I say, it kind of renders that. Oh, look, so we've got a shop here. Guns and ammo. Oh, new event gun store. Not had this one before. Survive until the security system resets. Oh. My mate's outside, which is not very convenient. Looks like we're up there. Yeah, as I say, they have been continuously adding to it. For me personally, I think it's probably the late game is just a bit too hard. I've mentioned there's a docks, and that's a pretty tough area. But then there's like a city area then, and that's really quite difficult. So, ooh, here we go, plans. Don't want an SMG. And I've got advanced light armor, so this is proving quite profitable. AR silencer, that's useful. Pop that on. But I'll show you how this night sphere thing works, and we'll get dead. Just go out with a blaze of glory. So now we've got this limit that comes down. And you see, we cannot go further. It becomes a wall, basically. See, it's convinced. So we can manage to shoot a lamppost. See, these lads hit really quite hard. Oh, there's one next to me. Okay. Swapped shotguns. I can't believe I'm surviving. So yeah, so that is 10 Master Safety. It's in early access. It's very cheap. I think it was something silly like £11.50 or something. I don't know what that would be. Dollars, maybe $15 or something like that. And yeah, I've been enjoying it. I say it does need work, but it is an early access title. They are working on it. And they are actively working on it. You know, it's not one of these early access titles that's just, you know, being left to fend for itself. Has a very positive rating on Steam, and I think that's you know, a fair reflection. So yeah, so if it sounds like your cup of tea, I would suggest checking it out. If you've watched this and enjoyed it, I hope you might consider coming back for another one. I've been Trismegistus. This has been 10 Master Safety. Thanks for watching. Cheers.